Welcome to today's live stream. Hey, it's been hectic. I apologize for starting this thing late. It's been a minute since I did any live show, so I'm still trying to work out the gist of hizi vitu zote. Anyway, so today hata sija set up a lot of the things that needed to be set up. So let's just wait and see how it goes. Alafu we get to see what happens. Yeah, let's see if we can set up a few things bado tukiwapo kwa hii live. I apologize for the delay. Hiyo ndio shida ya kujifanyia everything mtu mmoja, but anyway naona hatujaingia bado kwa stream, so it's so good. How have you been? Kwa sawa? Kenya inawapeleka aje? Inawapeleka poa, inawaangaisha. Let's see if we can do this again, because that one is behaving like one of those two nini. I'm trying to see what's happening hapa. Whoever is watching, welcome, karibu sana. Bado tunajaribu kuset up hii maneno and see what is happening ndio tuweze kurani stream vizuri. A couple of things. It's been a minute since we talked, and I think we can try and see how far this one will go. Am I looking for? Let me just type it. Hi. What in the name of? Yeah. So welcome to the stream. It's a Sunday morning, and my name is the Mwegas. Welcome to the Mwegas Show. And today we are going to highlight a couple of things. What has been imewekwa kwa program is tutaongelea mambo ya Professor Hamo and why he needs to unplug. He needs to unplug. Wacha niweke muone by Jacob Aliet. It's important that you get this book. Sawa? Tunaelewana? It's important that you get that book. Hey, what's wrong with this machine bana? It's taking too long bana. Hiyo shida ya kununua hizi mashini za Grogon. Hii ni ya Grogon ama ni ya wapi? So it's taking forever to open very simple things. Why is it taking forever? They're not supposed to be taking forever. So tuangalie what's happening. Let me set up something hapa very fast, quick fast. Just to make sure everything is running. Shida hapa ni ati I'm using a very old laptop. That's what I'm using, and so it's taking a million years to open up tabs, and that is really messing me up, because I really wanted to also be on video, and my desktop nilipoteza the what is it called? I messed up with the guy. Leo akili imehang. I think it's because it's Sunday morning. Webcam. That's why natumia ya laptop. That's why you see the quality is not so good. but channel ina grow, channel ina grow. So probably hapo mbele you are going to set. So nilikuwa nasema please get yourself this book Unplugged by Jacob Aliet. Sawa. You can get this book pale Nuria Bookstore. Just enda Google Nuria Bookstore. Okay? Nuria Bookstore. Alafu enda pale upate Unplugged. This one I think it's going for 1500 bob. If you are a dude, if you are a man, if you are a woman, if you want to if you are serious with what you are doing in life, especially if you want to learn mambo ya the nature of women, especially as a woman or as a man, and specifically for men. This one sana ni for men. So if you are a man and you have not unplugged, tafadhali go to that nini, get that one. Let me see if I can do something hapa. So because I don't want feedback. Dakika moja. I have two machines hapa and I need to set them up in such a way that I let you feedback because I need to record this. So unajua kuna wale watu huwa kinda hawakuagi serious na maisha, so wataki kushinda wakisumbuliwa. Okay, wataki kushinda wakisumbuliwa na what's going on. Let's see. Nice. Let's see if we can set this up mzuri, so that when we come baadaye we can do a bit of very nice. Let me check a few things. I apologize for mwenye ako online sahi, for mwenye ana watch, because sikuwa nimejipanga and that is very bad of me. However, utafanya nini? What thou you does? Hapo ndio mahali huko. This is where you are at the moment. Hapo ndio huko. So ufanye udu na una struggle stream udu. So let me see if why are we not recording the nini? Because I know napiga kelele, but sioni ki record audio. Let me see. Desktop audio. Tuone. Why are you not recording the audio? It's supposed to be recording. Let me see. Wale mtakuja kuochia after the fact, si mtashangaa sana huyu jamaa, what was he doing? What was his problem? I'm just here wondering. Let me see if I can do something else nione kama probably it is my nini that is behaving weird. So it's is it that ni audio yangu haiko clear? But hapa naona audio iko sawa. But if I look at my settings naona audio iko sawa. Mnanisikia? Iko sawa. Very nice. Now let me see if I can do something hapa to just make sure hakuna feedback. Nice. Sasa we can continue. Now, I wanted to talk about a couple of things, and some of these things are very important that we talk about, and that's why niliamua let's do a live stream. instead of the recorded and edited, bit. So let's do a live stream. That way, actually I'm distracted because let's see. Let's see if we got this right. Hii ifanyage vitu zake, si tukiendelea, right? I'm trying to do 1,000,001 things at the same time. No wonder. Let's see. Happy notification, brother. Happy notification, bra. Once tumemaliza hii, we start. Very nice. Let's see. Let's see if yeah, hopefully hiyo tumemaliza, and that one will come online. Inakuja now. Let's sasa tuanze stream vizuri. Welcome to the Mwega Show. This is it's been a minute since we did a live stream. Karibuni sana. I've missed you. Now I wanted to talk about a couple of things. So number one, Unplugged. You need to get this book. If you're a young man, if you're a young woman, if you need to get this book. You really need to get this book. Sawa? Good. Tumemaliza hiyo. It's by Jacob Aliet. Utaipata Nuria bookstore. It goes for 1,500 bob. Sawa? Now, why is it important for you to get this book? Let me read you a story moja. Just one story from this book. Sawa? Let me just read you one story from this book. And when I was reading this book, I was super triggered. And just that hii story mob hapa ni ndefu, it will take a minute kumaliza. But this is about the nature of women. Sawa? This book is about the nature of women. Okay? Now, as a man, as a young man, as an older gentleman, as an older gentleman, as a young man, whatever, you seriously need to get this book. Sawa? Let me just see if I can position it vizuri or much better. Yeah. You really need to get this book. Okay? See expert. And it really tells you a lot of stuff. Like for example, tukiangalia page 241, kuko na story ya team. So this is manhood and sacrifice. So team 36, page 241 sasa, is a local car wash, is at his local car wash feeling crushed. His Adam's apple bobs up and down as dark emotions stir in him. Bile rises up to his throat, but he swallows it back in. He hangs his head low, looking at his cell phone. So Jacob Aliet is a very good storyteller. He will paint that picture. Sawa? He will paint that picture beautifully for you to see. He will paint it very beautifully for you to see, and experience and get into that story, get into where he wants you to go. Eh? So this is, but his mind is not there. An hour earlier, he just had a nasty fight with his wife, Nyaboke. She wanted him to send money for her mother in Nyamira to buy stock for her shop. Tim had always advised Nyaboke to tell her mother to hire someone to assist her while with the accounting because he could see how poorly she was managing the shop, but they would have none of it. The shop was now being run aground and they expected him to throw more cash at it. This is just an example. Okay, this is just an example of some of the stories, some of the content, some of the interesting insights you will get by getting yourself unplugged, and it will help you as a man to he talks a lot about the man's mental point of origin, if I'm not wrong. I guess that will be more or less. I am sorry, Jacob, if I'm butchering it. But that is what this is about. Okay, a man being a man, bringing back masculinity to boys and men, because a lot of men out here are suffering. A lot of men out here are undergoing mental torture. A big chunk of married men, and not just married men, even those who are not married, people who are just in these weird relationships that squeeze. A lot of them are miserable. They are suffering. They are really suffering. Okay, now let's get into this. Let's just jump into it. Juni Sunday. People don't have that much time ya to waste, and I'm sitting here, and I just thought, why not do just a live stream and see what is what. Okay, see what is what, and at least itanisavia story ya inaitwa nini ya kuedit. Hey bana, editing is very nini, it is quite a challenge when you are supposed to be editing hizi vitu. So if I can do this without or find a way of doing this, and I don't get to sit down and do a lot of editing, thank God. I am all for it. I am all for it. Now, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Wacha niangalie kwa my inaitwa nini, cause si diary, wanaitaga aje hawa watu wenye wamesoma hii kitu yenye unapanga zile vitu unataka kufanya. Sawa, let's see if we can start off. Tutaongelea mambo ya Hamo baadaye, sio sahi. Sio sahi. Sio sahi. Not at this moment. Now, let's see if share screen, tuone kama tunaweza share hii screen. Hapana, I want to share my window. It's not what I want to share. Chrome tab, let's see. Very nice. Okay, yes, hapo ndio tuko. Hey, these days let's look at what this guy or this person did. Let's take a minute. I hope inaonekana. So for those people who can't see, this is what it says. This is to inform the general public. So this is somebody who has posted a picture of somebody called Ken Gubia. It had to be a Kikuyu. It had to be a Kikuyu. What's happening? We need to have a meeting. This is to inform the general public that the person whose photograph appears above is the husband to Mama Boy. or bish since 1982. Kwa hivyo ukimwona akidanganya tuiretu, these are girls wa shule, wanawake wengine ama wamama wa soko, mwambie aende nyumbani kwa bibi yake, or call or SMS that number. Ameweka mpaka number. So this is what I want to kuona kama tunaweza ongelea. Sasa hopefully sasa inaonekana clearly, you can read it, right? Now I want to talk about why a woman will do this. So some people might get confused and think that she's doing this out of love. And probably a lot of men would think that. Huh? Probably a lot of men will think that. Welcome to the stream. Before kachannel ka grow bada tutafute moderators. So tutakuwa some moderators, please post this one for me. Moderators, please post this one for me. Yes. Struggle streaming up. Now, a lot of men will think that this woman is doing this out of love. Now, that's when nimewambia, go get yourself the book Unplugged. Okay? Go get yourself the book Unplugged. Because that one will help you a lot to understand why women, or why a woman will do such a thing. Why a woman will do such a thing. Okay? It's not out of love. So you need, as men, we need to accept, number one, first of all, we need to know the nature of women. That's number one. We need to know the nature of women. So once we have known the nature of women, we need to know the nature of women. That's number one. Once we know the nature of women, then we need to understand it. No, scrap that, because you will not understand. It's very difficult to understand women and their nature. So what you need to do is just accept that that is what they are. That is who they are. Point, period. Hakuna kitu ya understanding. Stop trying to understand. This is something I want to just tell men. Accept that that is the nature of women. Women will act a certain way. Women, now let me break it down. Why women will, and it will manifest itself in a lot of ways. And one of the ways that it manifests itself is their push for monogamy. Women will push for monogamy, not because of love. They will tell you it's love. They believe it is love. So you cannot tell them anything that his story si mapenzi. I'm trying to center myself. They believe it is love. Okay? They know it is love. For them, it is love. So unamwambia, unamshow, what are you trying to tell her? For her, she knows it is love. She knows that this is love. That is what she knows. So you cannot convince her that it is not love. But now you as a man, you're supposed to be the logical one. What is women's push for monogamy? Let's go back in time, kiasi. Let's go back in time, kiasi. Okay? Let's go back to pre-colonization. Let's go back up. And hiyo time ya colonization mbele. Let's stick there. The default for the African man was polygamy. The default was polygamy for the African man. That was the default, polygamy. And for example, for the Kikuyu people, how it used to work is the family of the man would work to get the first wife, to get the man or the boy his first wife. That was the role of the family, the aunties, the father, because even dowry was being paid by the father. That is kwa the Kikuyu community. All right. So that was, so he, let me say, he was responsible for getting his first wife. But then, because of what was required of the wife and the kind of responsibilities she had, then it was up to her to decide whether or not she wanted other wives. So she will be the one now in charge of bringing the other wives. So polygamy, there is a lot of misconceptions and a lot of misinformation about polygamy in the African setup. In most communities, polygamy was something which the driver of it was women. Why? Because number one, there were a lot of resources. And this is where I want to bring monogamy in. Women want monogamy because they want to protect resources. Because a woman is thinking about herself and the kids. Okay? Herself and the kids. That is what she is worried about. But back in the day, there were a lot of resources. So there was no this push and pull on resources. And these resources were too much for one woman and her children. And then there was the risk that this man will be dissatisfied with this wife, and he will take it up into his own hands to go and get another wife. So even women who pushed polygamy were also protecting resources. So who did these women bring as second, third, fourth, fifth wife? They'll bring their nieces, they'll bring their sisters, or they bring their aunties, somebody from their family. So to keep the resources within that family. Because if the man decided, you know what, I want to get another wife, and went and got a girl from another family. So that girl, when she comes, now she does not come under the first wife, because now it was the man who went and got her. So now she has almost the same kind of power with the first wife. And she can now go and get her family members to come be the second, third, fourth, fifth wife. So how did women counteract or balance out this threat, or just mitigate? Is I will be in charge of bringing the other wife, so that I choose who comes and shares my resources. Okay, so that even if ni mtoto wa bibi mdogo, so wakati when the man is distributing, or he's distributing his resources to his children and his wives, it still remains in the same family in terms of the matriarch, in terms of the woman. Okay, are you getting? So now women have to push for monogamy, because monogamy is the surest way in which they can protect the resources of the man, or they can at least control the resources of the man. Okay, so mwanaume, usifikiria ati bibi yako anakataa uoe ati kwa sababu ya vile anakupenda. They will tell you that. They will think that. Probably in their head, they think that. Probably in their heads, that's what they think is happening, because you can't it's difficult to convince somebody who think they are right, or who is convinced that they are right. So that's number one. Because listen, a woman wanting to so that's why you see a woman will do such a thing as this one, where she's like putting all her where she's putting all her business hapo inje, where she's putting all her business hapo inje. This is not that she's being malicious. It has nothing to do with malice. That's why I said understand the nature of women and act accordingly. No, accept, not understand. Because if a man did this, then the default would be this man is being malicious. But if it is a woman doing it, that is just in her nature. And it is not wrong, it is not right, it is what it is. Sawa? The default position of men is to get multiple women and multiple wives. That is the default position of men. But now women have to come in and see how do we protect these resources, because if you introduce another woman, that is resources divided. All right? So that is the nature of the woman. It is not wrong, it is not right, it is what it is. Now, men, as I was saying, men are predisposed to just want to spread their seed. That's how we've survived all this time from your time tulikuwa wherever we were huko kwa nini kwa I'm looking for something. This one is going to take us into our next discussion. So please give me a second. So those ones who will be watching this after the fact, you will have to forgive me for this. Anyways, let us see if we can get the next. Now, this is just something I wanted to share, and I don't know if I need to go to the video, and then I so this is from Kiganda's YouTube channel. I'm sorry, Oshe, if the name is Kiganda. I apologize. Here in Kenya, it is K Ganda. Yes. So this is thankfully this is the first comment what I want to talk about. So they were talking about, what was the topic? No Black American allowed in Africa. That is what they were discussing. So I won't go into like the nitty-gritties of what their discussion was about, what was happening. So I just want to highlight a comment here, right? I want to highlight this comment. Let me just push it so that we see it. So this somebody was responding to, this is their opinion. What is happening? God damn. Sam, so you've seen the kind of comment I want to highlight. Sam, one of my college friends from the 1960s, was Kenyan. And this one got my attention because I am Kenyan. So why not? Let's see what the Kenyan, what the opinion was. I asked him the reason for the hostility shown by some Africans towards African Americans. His response was edifying, clarifying, and very thoughtful. He said the seeming hostility was a mask for envy. So this is where I started to, let's continue. He added that travel to Africa would expose me to the degrees of misfortune suffered by most Africans in their pursuit for freedom from European colonization and eventual social and economic liberty. So this is the 1960s. So I understand that, because Kenya got its independence in 1963. So this is 3 years prior. 3 or 4, depending of if you are including the 1960 there. He said that by comparison, we have an easier road. Almost all Africans welcome African American as extended family members. So this one was just good. At Uko, I could understand that. But then this person is saying it was because of envy. Let me say that one, I really don't know. But probably that is the opinion of that Kenyan, and he's free to have his opinion. Of course, there are people who are envious. I cannot deny that. However, that's not even the issue of the of contention. It's not even. Let me see if I can. I can. Let me see if I can. I can. Yeah. Let me see if I can go back. Let's see all of it. Because I commented. So this is my first comment, okay? And this is what I want us to look at. As an African, I would like to point out that I am not black. I am African. Some are hostile because of envy. However, others just think blacks, and I put not all in because I don't want to generalize, are ill-mannered. Think blacks as ill-mannered. Alafu, not all, because most of what we are exposed to is on the internet and the media. And I said why some Africans think blacks are ill-mannered. It's because most of what we see is on the internet and media. So that is social media and mainstream media. Okay. Also, Africans are very diverse in nationality and cultures, and they clash all the time. Okay. Why did I respond that way? It's because uh, the issue of envy, of course, that one is part of it. However, there is something deeper, and it has to do with an identity. We are all tribal. Okay, we are all tribal. Let me just state, and this is obvious for anyone who is Kenyan. Kenyan has something like what, 44 official tribes or something. Each tribe has its own issues with another tribe. We are in the same nation, under the same president, under the same laws, under the same, whether it is oppressive or regressive or whatever, laws and cultures, we are still tribal. I am Kikuyu, someone is Luo, another is Somali, another is Luya. We are still tribal. So even within our own nation, we are still tribal. And not even that. Let's look at Africa because we're talking about Africans. Africa has about what, 52 countries, if I'm not wrong. And all those countries are there are places where we will come together, and there are places where we are like, no, we are too different. Now, expecting Africans as a monolith, all 52. Now, listen, these are 52 nations or states which are autonomous. And within those nations, you have a nation like Kenya, which has something like 44 different tribes. And that's not all. Because if you look at the Kalenjin, they have sub tribes. You look at the Luya, they have sub tribes. So even within those sub tribes, there are issues. However, let's so expecting them to feel a certain kind of way towards blacks, expecting them to feel a specific kind of way towards black, it's very entitled, very entitled. Anyway, so this is what I said. Why did I say I am African, not black? So if you put myself and a black, and you ask somebody who is American or European or even Asian, they'll just say they're black because of the skin color, right? But black is also cultural. It has something to do with their experience. So I do not have the experience of a black. I have the experience of an African. Okay? I have the experience of an African, not as of a black. experience of an African. And that's why I am African. I do not have an experience of slavery. I have an experience of colonization. That is the kind of experience not like I have, but my people have, my ancestors have. And I'm very sure a lot of blacks don't have the experience of slavery, right? But their ancestors did go through that. So that is something which more or less it comes to you, right? We just said very nice. More or less comes to you. This is something you can't escape. And that's why I said that I am not let me see. That's why I said uh I'm not black, I'm African, because I do not have the black experience. I do not have the black experience. Now, that's not even the case. So somebody got triggered. So in Africa, I think we only have one nation. Technically, we have two, but it's only one nation which did not get colonized, and that is Ethiopia. So if we talk about the experience of colonization, that's something that brings Africans together. That's something we all experience except Ethiopians. Liberia is where they resettled freed slaves. So those ones, they may have a history of slavery and a culture that has been influenced by slavery and all that. So I think that's the only African nation that we can say technically that has the slavery baggage. Of course, there's modern day slavery happening everywhere in the world, not just in Africa. Anyway, let's look at somebody responded, and let me see if I may delete. Yeah. So this guy is called Mike Jones. Let me see if I can. What the hell? What did he say that was so idiotic? There was something he said. This nini hey. Let me just look at his nini if I can find it. Because we had a very big or a very serious back and forth. Can't even find my comment again. What did I do? God damn. Come on. Yeah, let me see. Mike Jones, what the hell is his comment, the first one? So this is something which he said, because now I can't find his comment. He says something to the effect of, I probably know about your history than you. And then he accused me of being white. So and I think this is what I was responding to here. Keep that shit to yourself. You know that Africans hear about blacks, not all nini, because I am not some bigot like you. I called him emotional. So he said he knows more about Africa than me. So I asked him, what do you know about Africans? And he said something like, blacks are trying to build with Africans, and that's why it will never work because you guys are bigoted or whatever. Let me see if I can find it on my phone, because it is important that we talk about it. Hopefully, this one will be clearer. Just get where those comments are. Let's see. I think, what, did he delete his comments? What the hell? Because Akuna seems, looks like I'm talking crazy. They'll do this all the time. And because I can't even see it on my phone. I'm seeing even he's clashing even with a Nigerian. Anyway, so that's something he said. And I asked him, and I asked him, do you believe? No, he said, I probably know more about Africa than you. And I was like, I don't know this guy, so probably he's right. He could be a scholar. He could be somebody who has a passion for reading about African and African history, something that probably I not to the level that I have done. Okay, because I love African history, but there will always be someone who is more passionate, who is more outgoing, who has better resources, who can find things you can't have. So I did not want to tell him, no, you don't, because that would be a very stupid argument anyway, because I can't substantiate whether or not he knows more than me, and I cannot substantiate whether or not I know more than him, because that is something that's, unless there was some very specific process, probably like a paper that I write and he writes, and then we see. But then that one could also, you can also cheat, because if you give me a month to write, I can go and do more research and probably seem better versed in African than him, or he can do the same. So this is what he said. He said, I probably want to be white. So this mofo probably thinks that I am a black like him. He probably thinks that I am black like him. I am not. I am African. I am Kenyan. I am in Kenya. What do you mean? That I want to be white? I don't even think that I have met 100 white people the whole of my life. I don't even think I have spoken to more than 30 white people. And I'm 40 years old. I don't even think I've had a conversation with like 20 white people in my whole life. I have probably seen something like 90 or 80, and some of them is because I'm in Kibera. So, of course, they come there, they have projects, or I will be in a space where a white person is passing. But, dude, and this is what I responded. Huh? Another example of why Africans don't like some blacks. You have an inflated sense of what? Right? I want to be black, I want to be white. So you know more history about Africa than I, and that makes you special. Why? That just means you can read. Okay. Oshe knew more about some random blacks. Yeah, he talks about Oshe. He knew more about Africa than the people on the panel. Oshe knew more about some random blacks, more than, I want to write more than, some random black who identify as African on a panel, and by that metric, you extrapolate that you know more about African history more than me. Quick question to test your intellectual integrity. Do you think there is a white person that knows black history more than you? This dude was such an idiot. He fell for that trap. He did not answer. He came back with some BS about whites wrote this history, wrote our history. So of course, I know you. I think you. I you probably, and this is weird because I have to remember it because it's like he deleted his comments, which is some chicken shit. Put your comments, let them just be there. I've not deleted any of my comments. Okay? And he was talking about this chicken shit. I asked him if some white person somewhere knows more about black history than himself, and he did not answer. And then I just came here and just like a woman, you deflect. I asked a very simple, concise, and precise question. So you was telling whites wrote this history. You probably think everyone, everyone originated from Africa. I'm like, what the fuck said that? When did I even say that? Anyway, so just like a woman, you deflect. I asked a very simple, concise, and precise question. Is there a white person that knows? This is the comment I'm reading. Is there a white person who knows about your history more than you? Simple yes or no. And then he comes and said, I answered early, no. There is no white person that knows more about me, my people, than me. See, this guy has his head so far up his ass, that he is not even seeing that him thinking he knows more about my people's history than me. But he got triggered because I used white person. And then he now answered my question. Did you know Caucasians are indigenous to Africa just like you? I don't even continue this conversation because when he did this, the no answer, I'm like, fuck it. This guy is such a big idiot. This guy is such a big idiot. He does not understand a word that's coming out of his mouth. Like, so there is no white, like, in order of probability, just the, as a man. And that's why I said he was just being emotional like a woman. As a man, you need to understand the order of probability, right? I know there is a scholar somewhere who knows more than me, and I don't know their race or their skin color. It could be an Asian, it could be a white person, hell, it could be a black, or it could be an African. So I when I'm having conversation about history, I have to understand that there is someone out there who knows more than me. I can't be even experts, even the person who is so far up in that field of African history. If you ask them, do you think there is someone out there who might know more than you? And they will say, probably yes. And they are the foremost experts. The first name you say when you're talking about African history, the first name that comes to your mind when you're talking about scholars of African history, they'll probably say, yeah, probably there is someone who knows more than me. And that's where do they get this information? They go and ask people. Because you see, African history, most of it is not in the books. Most of it is narrative. It is oral narrative. It has been passed down by word of mouth. So even this scholar, even this expert had to go out and ask somebody who knows more than them to tell them something they don't know so that they can add on the information. But this guy has his head so far up his ass that he thinks that he is special. And this is where I'm going to do a bit of assumptions. And the assumption might be wrong, might be right. Okay, these are assumptions. If I had asked, why do you think there is no white person who knows about your people more than you, he would probably have told me because of my experience and my ancestors' experience. So he would not have said I've read more books than all whites, because he cannot substantiate that, because unless he knows every white person on the planet and he knows what all those white people have read. So he cannot defend or substantiate what he's talking about. And he's trying to project himself as an expert of my people's history, my experience, my lived experience, the experience of my ancestors. He's trying to portray that he, who is a black, and this is the reason why a lot of African people don't like to deal with blacks, because they have an inflated sense of worth. They think they are better than everybody else. No, you can think what you want, you can feel what you want. Okay, it is you are free to that is you. Okay, that is you. But don't bring that shit here. Okay, there is no way you can come and tell me you know more about my people's history. You don't even know me. You don't even know my culture. The stupid fuck probably thinks that Africans are all the same. Like I said, I am Kenyan. I am different from Tanzania, and Tanzania is just the neighbor, next door neighbor here. I'm different from Uganda, and this is something which Osha will tell this idiot. We are very different. If you go to South Africa, the experience is very different because they had apartheid. So, an experience of a black South African will probably be similar to that of a black. And I'm using black South African because there are white South Africans, but there are no white Kenyans. Yeah, they are who, but it's not something you can say white Kenya. They are not enough to say. Just a second. I will be right back.
brain waves will transfer your consciousness to his amygdala. That's the part of the brain that connects emotional significance to memories. Where the good memories are, we will find the good positiveness. Here we go.
Weka 20. Leo kufikisha 20. Yes, we are back. What was I ranting about? Yeah, the idiocy of this Negro. I was saying that, okay, do we have whites in Kenya? Yes, we do. Do we have whites who are citizens in Kenya? Yes, we do. But we don't have white Kenyans. That is not a demographic that is there. Like nobody is sitting down in parliament and talking about making laws because we of white Kenyans. They are not, the number is not significant enough. Okay? Now, but if you look at South Africa, the experience of a melanated South African and a less melanated South African will probably be similar to that of a black and a white American, because we in Kenya got our official independence in 1963. In South Africa, it was in the 90s. So they have had a longer experience, I can't say more brutal, I can, because I can't talk about that, because even here in Kenya, the colonization was brutal enough. It was really brutal. Okay? And that's why you had people like the Mau Mau doing their thing. Anyways, that guy pissed me there, and that's why you see, and I really don't want to go into this, but let's just get into this, because it is crazy how guys will go out of their way. I'm sorry. Will go out of their way to, especially blacks, to try and make something that is not real, something that let me just see if I can. There's something I'm looking for. Oh yeah. Um, I want us uh to watch something here, and we are watching this as people who, as a Kenyan. So this we are watching this as I am watching this as a Kenyan, and I will respond, or I will uh, talk about it as a Kenyan. This is something which was Ruin Leon, great guy. If you have not subscribed to his channel, go to his channel. He's doing wonderful job. Here he is, Leon, and let's just listen to what this uh, black woman is saying. Let's just listen in.
You have a token white and you're hanging out with your friend group of color, you need to ask permission from everybody in the group to bring your white friend. Like, don't just bring them. Ask for explicit permission from everyone, because just because you're comfortable with them doesn't mean that everybody's comfortable with them. I might not be in the mood to deal with white shenanigans that day. That's the
So let's just pause it there. Okay, let's just pause it there, and let's see. Let me see if I can change that. Yes, let's just pause it there. So we've heard what that woman has said, and I could continue. Let's just continue and see if there is someone else will say something. Let's just continue listening.
That's all I'm saying. And another thing, it feeds into their ego. Like, don't let them think they're a good white person. Don't give them that card to use against other people. Please don't do that.
I understand that people want to, play the victim and be like, it's really
Let's just stick to that. Okay, now you've heard what that woman has said, that if we have planned to do something, and you want to bring a white person, a white friend, or a token, call them a token, whatever, white person, you have to ask permission before you invite that token white person, because she may not be in the mood to deal with that white person. That is the gist of what she's saying. Okay, that is the gist of what she's saying. She's not alone. Go to TikTok, go to YouTube. You'll see a lot of people talking shit about white people. This is a phenomenon that like was there, but in 2016 when Trump came into power in the US, that's when it just like blew up. Like, it just became okay for blacks to talk shit about whites. I don't care about that. If you want to talk shit about someone, you do you, all right? You do you. But now there has been this push of white is violence. You people, white supremacists, all these things. We don't want you in our spaces. There was a video a while back of two young men who are being verbally assaulted by women because they had a stick at the back of their laptop that blue lives matter. That's in the US it's crazy. I don't even know how you guys survive. You can't have an opinion. You can't have an opinion unless it is a mainstream opinion. If you have an opinion that goes against the mainstream, then you are labeled all these things. But that's not why I wanted to talk about this. Now, see, it has been normalized that people can talk shit about that black people, not just black people. They call themselves POC. What's the difference between people of color and colored people? You just because you rearranged the the wordings doesn't mean it's not the same thing. So if I went and called a black a colored person, they will be triggered. They will be pissed. But if I call them person of color, they'll be like, ah, thank you. That is, I am Kenyan. I don't know. So that's why I'm saying I'm just talking about this as an outsider, looking at the craziness that is going on. I understand I could be wrong because I do not have that emotional attachment to the issue. And of course, when you have an emotional attachment to an issue, you process that issue differently. Like an example, if you insulted me and you insulted my friend and you insulted a stranger, I would respond differently in all those three situations. If you insulted me, because of the emotional attachment I have with myself, the way I will respond to you will be different from if you insulted my friend. I do have some emotional attachment to my friend, but that emotional attachment is different from the one I have with myself. And if you insulted a stranger who I have no emotional attachment to, I will respond differently than if you insulted me or my friend. So I understand the emotional attachment to the issues of slavery and your experiences with white people and all that. I want to put that into consideration. That's why I'm saying, as a Kenyan, I do not understand where all this is coming from. You can say blacks can't be racist. That's just idiotic. It doesn't compute logically. So that is an emotional argument. And you can't convince somebody who's not in the same emotional space with you with an emotional argument. You have to be logical. And that's why when you say blacks can't be racist, I look at you like, do you even have a working brain? Are you dumb? Are you dumb or something? I said dumb. English is not my mouth. Are you dumb or something? Okay. Now, so they could say all that shit about white people, right? And nobody is out there saying, guys, this is wrong. Oh, there are some people, black people, and do you know what they are called? Coons, Uncle Toms, and probably they are told they want to be white so bad, like the way that stupid, that idiot tried to play that you want to be white so bad. Huh? So let's listen to just a minute. Let's let it load fast, and then let's see what a white person said. Let's see what a white person said. Yes, today's sponsor. Let's see. No. Why are we talking about sponsors? Yes. Let me set this one up for you. And then I'm done with this, and then I get to what I wanted to talk about in this stream. Hey, I can really talk. I am very mouthy. So this is Scott Adams. And this is what he said a few days ago.
If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. and I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
And he was cancelled for that. Listen, I will not engage with anyone who thought it was not okay for me to be Kikuyu and to be a man. I will not. I don't care if that's my sister. I don't care if that's my mother. I don't care if that is Jesus. I don't care if that is Muhammad. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. Why? Because if you think it's not okay for me to be me, then I need to get as far away from you as possible. And that's exactly what this guy is saying. Blacks have been telling whites, not all blacks, of course. This is just common sense. Stay away from us. We need our space. We want to thrive. We want to have our own economy. That's why you have black economy. That's even why you even have a black national anthem. We want to be autonomous. Get away from us. White, get away from us. White is violent. And then a white person says, okay. And then he's cancelled for being racist. How does that even compute logically? How does that even compute logically? This is something you wanted. This is something you've been asking for since before Obama became president. Since before Obama became president. But then it became worse and worse during Trump. This is something which has been mainstreamed. Like it is not something unique to see a black person saying something derogatory about white people. But now a white person just says, okay, if you want us to, I'm just telling my white people, stay away from them. And he's specifically talking about these people who think, there was a poll. For those people who don't know, I think 1,000 people were polled, and black people. And 53%, I think the question was, is it okay to be white or something for that matter? And 53% says, yeah. But then 47% could not say it's okay to be white. So 47% think that it is not okay to be white. That's a very, very, very large minority. Very, 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 very large minority. That's 3 points shy of 50% of the people polled. Saying that, you know what? It's not okay to be white. And then this white person is saying, if that's how you feel, then you are a hate group, because that is, you don't think it's okay for someone to be what he cannot control. I am male. I did not choose to be. This is something which biology chose for me. I am African. I didn't choose to be born in Africa. I am Kenyan. I did not choose to be born in Kenya. I am Kikuyu. I did not choose to be born a Kikuyu. So now you're saying it's not okay for me to be these things which I did not choose. And you think it's okay for you to be that thing which you did not choose. So what makes your biology more important than mine? Okay? Because you turned out black. So now if somebody turned out white, that is wrong. This is an organ. This is like saying, this is the same hate men have been facing from women for something we did not choose. We did not choose to be born male. So these people who are like, men are this, not something we chose. You did not choose to be a woman. So it's not special. Being a woman is not special. Being a man is not special. You did not choose. Now, if you're a successful man, now that is a choice because you worked hard. Okay? If you are a successful woman, if you are a woman that other people can look up to and say, you know what? Love this. I love what you do. I like what you do. And that's why, you see, men, and in the Western world is fucked, by the way. If you're living in the West, and you are a man and you think that's why you have people like passport bros coming to Africa, going to Asia to look for wives because their women are toxic, because they think being a man is wrong. Anyway, so I was just drawing a parallel with the way men are receiving hate in the West to the way whites are receiving hate in the West as a people, as a demographic. Of course, if you are a shitty white person, you deserve everything that comes your way. If you're a shitty black person, you deserve everything that comes your way. If you're a shitty man, you deserve everything that comes your way. If you're a shitty woman, same case. But now you do not put me in one box because of my genitalia. That's just stupid. So what white people have been experiencing is similar to what men are experiencing in the West for something they did not choose, for something they did not do. Anyway, so now you don't want logic. So now you are counseling a man for telling you that, for just saying you want me to get away from you. Okay, I just want to encourage, and you can just go on YouTube and you will see blacks, beating up whites, whites beating up. Those are shitty people. Okay. Now, so what I wanted to talk about, Leo. It's taken like a whole nini for me to come here, to get here. Anyway, I'm almost done. So I'm almost done with my stream. Thank God I don't have to edit anything. But I will do short clips for the people who are lazy. For you lazy. Anyway, Goja, thanks to all my subscribers. If kama uko hapa, just post a comment. So what is it that you like about this channel and what videos would like to see more? Okay, what kind of videos would you like to see more? If you want more live streams, if you want less live streams, but that's really not something you can choose. Sometimes I just wake up and think, let me just go do a live because I really don't have time to go and do all this editing and stuff. And itakuwa tu hapo. Whoever wants to come and watch will watch. Whoever does not want to come to watch will not watch. Yes. So this is what I want to talk about. Actually, change even now. I want to make it big. Yes. Because Hamo, you are a weak man. How many times? Look, wanaume. Professor Hamo. Ngoja, iko wapi kitabu? Professor Hamo. Get yourself unplugged. Tafadhali. You need to unplug. I know you can afford this book. It's only 1,500. Na kama huwezi afford, talk to me. I can naweza nikutafute nikuletee kitabu. Kama 1,500 ni shida, nikuletee hii yangu na nikuachie usome na nikuambie don't even give it back, I'll go buy another one. I will go buy another one. Get that book, Professor Hamo. Get that book. Because we can't keep doing this. Juzi tu hapa like 1 year 2 years ago mlikuwa mmetuletea drama za ujinga, kumbe ilikuwa ni publicity stunt. If you have to do this for publicity as a man, you are weak. Hakuna venye utakuwa Hamo. Let's look at this. Comedian. So this is a female comedian. I thought comedian was neutral, but who cares? Has shared her not so perfect relationship with her baby daddy, Professor Hamo. The mother of two revealed that after she got pregnant with her first child, she was alone throughout the pregnancy journey. You are a baby mama. God damn. You're not a wife. Ni bibi ya nani? Ulikuwa na expect ufanye ukue nini? Na si bibi. You're alone. You did not require marriage for you to get pregnant. You are a baby mama. That's the definition of a. Ungekuwa umeolewa and then useme, and then you say, you know what, when I was pregnant, my husband moved out. He didn't want anything to do with me, and I felt so alone because my husband. You are a baby mama, for God's sake. Ulikuwa taka afanye nini? Ashinde na wewe alikuwa bebe mimba. Akubebe idiot. Look. This is not personal. This is not personal. But I get angry at this constant demonization of men for no reason. Zero reason. Look, if there is a shitty man out there doing shitty things, demonize him all you can. It's okay. Demonize him. I will join you. But this nonsense of just thinking just because you have a vagina that you can just go around demonizing men is so. So, Chemu, what did you expect from Hamo? You are just pregnant with his. You are just a woman who was pregnant with his child. That's all you are. As in, alikumwagia spambo, ikashikana na mayai, ukapata ball, which billions of women have experienced. So, what makes your pregnancy special? What makes your baby mama title special? That it would have necessitated the baby daddy to be there when you're pregnant and you're not a wife. That is only something which is reserved for wives. Only wives can claim neglect from their husbands. You cannot claim neglect from your baby daddy. It's just somebody who made you pregnant. Tuendele. Chemutai revealed she surpassed her due date and was forced to undergo CS, and it was the most painful operation she went through. Not even important. She was 24 and very naive. Look, well, I won't talk about that naivety, but the fact that ulikuwa unajua mbombo, the fact that ulikuwa unajua miti ni dawa, the fact that ulikuwa unajua kupanua. Naivety weka kando. Naivety weka kando. This thing ya madam, I was young and naive. 24, you are almost a shosh. 24, you are almost a shosh, man. Who's dealing with 24-year-olds in this day and age? 24 years old iliachiwa kina Guardian na kina Bahati. No, na deal na mashosho. At 24, you are old. So Chemutai said that she was forced to move out of her mother's house and rented a 5,000 house, bought a mattress and used to sleep on the floor. Hapo ulikuwa nini? Soft life. This was soft life. This is like probably the experience of about 90% of all young men. And nyumba ya 5,000 ni ya pesa mingi sana. Watu wameishi nyumba mpaka za 1,000 za mabati. Mimi nimeishi mpaka nyumba ya... I have friends, not me personally. Me, I was born in riches. In riches. I was not paying rent, but mimi nimeishi kwa nyumba ya matope. And at that time, hiyo nyumba ilikuwa ina cost, was it what? 600 to 1K. If I was to rent. My neighbor Sarah used to give me food and will go to her house to watch TV because I didn't have... I bought my first TV. I skiza, because it's good when we draw parallels to hizi experiences mademu anatupea hapa, to myself as a man who was born in a family that was not poverty stricken but was not rich, like 98% of all Kenyans. 98 of all Kenyans wako hapo katikati, where it's not extreme poverty, so we are good, but then we are not so good, so it's ina fluctuate. So let me just say like 90%, because there are people who are really really poor. Easy statistics nazitoa tu from the top of my head. I might be wrong, but it's not like 90% of Kenyans are that poor. Okay, so but let's say about 80% of young men who have decided to break away from their family, most of them wako kwa hii situation. I bought my first TV. Oh yeah, I started living alone at the age of 20. I bought my first TV when I was 30 hapo ndo nilinunua my first TV. So if I wanted to watch TV ni kwenda kwa hoteli, buy a cup of tea and watch TV, or go to my parents' house because they had a TV and watch TV, so I didn't have a TV. So history ya TV ni ya masource, si kama leo mahali like just a TV is something that back in the day. Anyway, she said she turned on a 5 million job because she was pregnant and was scared it would have been known that she was dating Hamo. The I don't know about multi-talented, but comedian said her situation affected her mental health, and 2 months after she went back to Churchill show nini. Chimute and her baby daddy haven't been seen together for months. Her section of she was no longer with Hamo. They were still up. Hamo. This is just something I want to say to Professor Hamo. Still a young man. Bado ni mtoto mdogo. Sikiza advice toka kwa wazee. Sikiza advice toka kwa wazee. Okay? Number one, get yourself unplugged. You're being manipulated. His story, if you and your woman thought that you are doing something good or something nice, ama it's a way of getting back in the limelight and publicity. Probably publicity yenyu imeshuka, so now you think let's just do the way we did last time and we can get back into the mouths and the minds of Kenyans. Let me tell you something, as a man who has been studying women for a minute and who has read Unplugged and who has read Unplugged, and somebody who has been watching and consuming red pill, manosphere, debates about gender, somebody who's been involved also in the gender discourse for more than 10 years. This is not a good look for you. And if there is something a man can never ever joke about, is his image. This is not good for your image. This is not good for your brand. It is not. And this is something which you need to, your brand is something that you should not, because that is what unakula. Because wewe ni Professor Hamo. Beginning, end, because you're Professor Hamo. That is your brand. Let's get up kwa nini. Prof, that is your brand. Hiyo ndio ile kitu tunakula. So if anyone is dragging the brand kwa matope, and if you are a participant in dragging your own brand name kwa matope, that is very stupid of you. That is very stupid of you. Listen, Chemutai can do what she wants. If you are a participant in this shenanigans, where Professor Hamo, you're an idiot. If you're any participant kwa hii story, you are an idiot because you are ruining your brand name. I will not give you any. If I was somebody who had money, who wanted you to be my brand ambassador, I would not give it to you. And probably huyo baby mama wako atapata a lot of brand deals because of ruining your name. So that is her pathway to getting what she wants, by making sure that you don't get what you are working for, if ever you are working for it. So that is her way to get what she wants, is to ruin you. And you, like the idiot, the Kinuthia you are, uko tu hapo and allowing it to happen. This is the second time and it won't be the last time. The first time ulikuwa mnacheza na issue ya publicity sijui nini, so you got into women's emotions. You don't do this thing twice. That was just a one-off thing. If it worked, it worked. But it was not the default. This was a special case. But for the second time, and you are doing this, if you're part of this nonsense, Professor Hamo, you're an idiot. Weni fala, weni mjinga. And if you're not a participant in this, you need to cut this shit in the bud. And I don't mean you go out there saying that's not true. Remember that guy wa yule Bonfire Adventure zamani mgani ilikuwa itaona Kabu, when wife yake alianza hii ujinga ya kukimbia kwa every media house kusema sijui nini, he just remained quiet. She went, did her thing, akazunguka, and then people were like, why are you still telling us something you told us last week? We are tired. Because Kenyans tunakuwa na very limited attention span. Tutashikilia kitu for 3 days, alafu if you keep bringing we are tired. Leta kitu mpya. Tell us umelala na brother yake. Leta drama mpya. Hii story ya sijui ni nonsense. So if you are not, but I don't think you are not a participant because you were a participant the first time. So mbona hii second time wesi participant? You're an idiot. Professor Hamo. Be a man. Be a man. And a man nakujaga anasema ni aji mimi niko na issues na udem, so mtasikia a lot of stuff about me, so if you want to believe them, believe them. Don't come asking me questions about you dem. Akona mpei wangu, we are going to see how we are going, ama akona watei wangu, I don't know if ni multiple kids or more, whatever. We will work it out the way we will work it out. Don't come asking me about watoto ni wangu, si wetu. So don't come asking me about my kids. I will sort them the way I know how as their father. Na pia mama yake akiona ni special sana, hataki help yangu, pia anaweza kaa. Njugu ni mingi, I still have enough sperms ya kutengeneza watoto. Just come out as a man. Just say that. Like, juu lazima uji-distance from this issue. The first time ulikuwa participant, and you want to understand why are you participating in your own destruction as a man. A fucking idiot. You're a man, bana. Have a brand name. A brand name that you can build. But and then you are very visible. That's why I'm pissed. If it was just some guy mtaani, I wouldn't care. And do you think if it was just some guy mtaani ingekuwa put kwa media? Haingeko kwa media. Hata kama tuko ni place ya Mushene. But these people have a lot of followers. So hii story watu wameiona wa kutosha. And some of them are young girls and young boys. And young boys, probably there are some young boys who look up to you. They want to be comedians. They want to be funny like you. They want to build themselves like you. And then they see you participating in your own destruction. So hiyo ndio ile example ya mwanaume wako nayo. Hiyo ndio ile the best example ya mwanaume unaweza muonyesha. Professor Hamo, I'm talking to you. That's the best example of a man unaweza muonyesha. Lazima tukupe maneno. Because you are being an idiot, and you are not just being an idiot as an individual, you are dragging wanaume kwa hii story. Because now women just out there, just like huyu baby mama wako, they think it is okay for them to go out there and drag their man's name in the mud. Because that's how they've been taught. That's how they know they can elicit sympathy. And then from that sympathy, kidogo kidogo, si mnaona venye hii gynocentric community, na fulani ana dance, anapata job ya ambassador whatever. Dem kazi yake ni kupiga binja, anapata sijui job gani. And now, you kama mwanaume, you have spent a lot of years building your brand. And now, because of being so pussy whipped by this woman who you are calling your own baby mama, so now you are destroying your legacy. You are destroying everything you've built. Checking. This, I'm talking about this as a personal experience. I used to watch Churchill, and ulikuwa ni nice because your jokes were on point, nini, you were creative. But the first time ulileta hiyo drama wewe na huyu baby mama wako, hii ilinitoka. And then to learn that you are a participant, a willing participant kwa hiyo shenanigans. Now this is the second time. Second time, the same shenanigans. You need to start holding wanaume kama wewe accountable and calling you out for your stupidity and for your idiocy and for your participation in the destruction of the boy child and the image of the man. You need to unplug, my friend. Unplug from that toxic relationship. Unplug, number one, unplug from that feminine energy, that feminine self that you have, wewe Hamo. You start there. Unplug from that feminine energy that is controlling you. Hiyo feminine energy hiyo kwanza mnafomazane nayo. You need to unplug from yourself. Alafu, you also need to unplug from that toxic baby mama that uko naye. Or better yet, rein her in. Tell her what is what. That she needs to apologize for that story. Kwa hiyo mali iliprintiwa. To apologize. Not even that, aende kwa channel yake ya YouTube, aeke official apology to my baby daddy. Professor Hamo, I am sorry for being the kind of woman who is working to your destruction. And Professor Hamo, I want you to stay away from me, because if you continue being with me and my energy, I will destroy you. And for this, I apologize, because I can't help myself as a woman. I am bitter at you. I am envious of your success, and I want to pull you down. So for the sake of our children, please stay away from me. Stay away. She should say that kwa her YouTube channel, and also kwa social media zake zote aseme that I've been dragging your name in the mud. I've been working to destroy you. Na ni baba ya mtoto wangu. I've been envious. Okay? I've been a vessel of the devil in your distraction. And for that, I apologize. But I want to tell you that give me space. I work on these demons that I'm dealing with. Because I want my children to have a father they can look up to. Imagine how hard it is or how bad it is for you to just be talking shit about the father of your children. And then when you don't think these kids will come to see, once you put something kwa internet, it is forever. Mtoto wako hataishi akiwa mdogo forever. Hapa kesho atafika age fulani yenye anaweza ingia kwa cyber na aingie Facebook ama Instagram ama hata onyeshwe na best yake. Ambo cheki story mama yako alikuwa anasema story ya buda yako wakati ulikuwa mdogo. And then saa hiyo ndio unataka kuonyesha mtu yako na baba. Alafu huyo mtoto ataanza kudharau baba yake, and then the father is like, what is happening? And also you as a woman, because shida yenu wanawake amnaga forethought. You don't think beyond your nose, most of you. You don't think this is going to be detrimental to your children's future in the future. Mtoto wako akikuja on story kama hiyo, anza kuona oh, baba yenu alikuwa ananitesa, because this is whining. This is trying to make Professor Hamo look bad. Both of you mulichangia kwa hiyo story ya pregnancy. Hakuna mali so ulikuwa unataka afanye nini sasa? Let's just look at this. Kwanza butu angalie hiyo. Kai. Mimi don't know kama ni kuzaliwa nilizaliwa era tofauti, so vitu zingine naziangalia na third eye. Angalia hiyo headline. Chemutai recalls losing 5 million deal after falling pregnant. Nilijisacrifice juu ya Hamo. So she's trying to come out as Bikira Maria. And then this is so sio by mistake your headline imeandikwa venye imeandikwa. And as men I want us to be looking at things deeper. So she recalls losing 5 million. So ukisoma like, God, that's a lot of money. So first of all you are like, Kai, hey, who dem aliluzio do yote? What would have made her lose? Falling pregnant. By the madem usafu akikuwa pregnant. But then anaongeza nilijisacrifice juu ya Hamo. There is nothing she's saying about Mimi, but then I wanted to be a mother. But then I was in love with this guy. So me, I just wanted to have his kid. Hakuna personal accountability hapa. Huh? Acha tuone. Kuna nini I think nilisoma hapa nikazani nitajiua. Nikazani kama nitaenda nichukue nini jihang. Let's see. Sioni. Anyway, now if you're pregnant as a woman, this is let me just say this as a man. If you're pregnant as a woman, hakuna kitu mwanaume anaweza kafanya. The only thing anaweza fanya tu ni just be around, because hakuna vile utampatia hiyo ball abebe. And you will be alone. I mean, in the pregnancy you will be alone. The only thing, hata mimi kama bwana mwenye bwana ya mtu ambaye mimi na huyo mtu nimeoa, tuko na watoto wawili, wakati ako na ball, mimi siwezi beba hiyo ball. Kwa hizo pregnancy mbili hakuna siku nishaimwambia nipatie hiyo ball ni bebe. Hakuna. Yeah, I recall what had triggered me. Hata iko kwa the story itself, iliko kwa the way it was presented. Let me just see if I can bring that up. Let me see. Watch, I stop sharing this one. Yeah, then I knew there was something that triggered me kwa hii story. The way it was presented. And here it is. Naiona the way it has been presented hapa. Just check it out. Inasema, just look at the way it is presented. Chemutai recalls giving birth via CS. Says Hamo was nowhere in the labor room. That is what triggered me. And let's go back. So, number one, Professor Hamo sio daktari. Anafanya nini kwa labor room? Wanaume, unless you are the doctor doing the operation, or unless you're part of the medical staff hapo kwa operating room. And I even don't think you can be allowed to be a medical staff kwa CS ya bibi yako or operation ya mtu mwenye unajua. I don't think, because uko so attached, uko na hiyo emotional attachment, inaweza ikaleta shida hapo kwa operating room. Okay, so unless wewe ni daktari, unafanya nini kwa operating room? Hizi mavitu mnaonaga kwa TV. Mwanaume, mimba sio umebeba, si ndio? Acha mwenye amebeba, sio unazaa. Mwenye anazaa ingie kwa labor. The only labor room that you're supposed to be is labor room mali unafanya kazi. And I mean ile room yenye unafanya kazi, simaanishi labor room ya hospitali, na maanisha labor room mali you are laboring. You are giving labor for you to get paid. That's the only labor room a man should get in. If you are not a doctor operating on a woman who is giving birth, if you are not medical staff who is assisting in that operation, you are not supposed to be anywhere mahali mwanamke anazaa. This is the kind of weakness mmepatiwa na hao wazungu, these blacks and whites. Wewe ulifanya kazi yako, uliweka mimba, kazi yake ni ya bebe, akizaa akupatie mtoto ule. So unampea, anabeba, akizaa, sasa unaingia kwa responsibility ya kulea. Of course, wakati yako na mimba, there is those things unafanya to support hiyo process. Hiyo process unaisupport, right? Unampeleka labor room, una take care hizo bills. Mtoto akizaliwa, now you start from there. Kujua mama ameshiba ndio aweze kutoa maziwa. Mama ni mgonjwa, mtoto ni mgonjwa, wako na roof over their head, wamekula. Are they good? Are they safe? But hii kimbelembele ya kushindaga sijui bibi yako anazaa na huko kwa labor room. Wewe unafikiria mtoto wako ni special aje? Ama unafikiria ni special aje? Wewe ndio mwanaume kushinda wale wanaume wengine. Sasa nonsense. Anyway, Professor Hamo, my message to you. Na mwanaume yoyote, because if you are participating in the destruction of your brand, you're a fucking idiot. Asanteni sana kwa wale mtawochi after the fact. Mngejoin time ya stream, ingekuwa better, ingekuwa poa, ingekuwa nice, tungejibamba, mngeuza maswali, tungeinteract. But anyway, it's a Sunday morning, people have to sleep late kwa sababu watu walikuwa dunda. I'm too old, so hizo ni vitu zenye if I went to dunda, I would not wake up for a week. So baadaye nitafanya live ingine lini, but thank you very much for 166 subscribers. Kama wewe ni part of this channel, believe you me, nataka just come and comment, ama nitumie email kwa kamasera KARMACERA82@gmail.com. Uniambie what kind of videos do you want to see, what kind of interaction do you want to see. Do you want me to be bringing people, because I am thinking about having sort of like a discussion thing where I invite somebody, we come in, we have a talk. So probably setup it a change, not soon, but sometime. I will see what I will see. Alafu probably setup it abadilika. Channel lazima to support channel. Anyway, for the 166 people who've been with me, who've joined, and I watch videos. This is a men's channel. Primarily, but kuna matime tunaongeleaga wasichana, and also this is a channel where mimi kama a relatively young, niko hapo katikati, niko middle age, sawa. I'm not young, I'm not old, niko hapo katikati. So this is where I can see what the older generation is doing right, what they are doing wrong, what the younger generation is doing right, it is doing wrong, and I can try to bring the two together. So kama uko kwa hii channel, kama unanifollow, asanteni sana. Kama umesubscribe, asante. Kama uja subscribe to the channel, because we still have a long way to go. Sawa sawa. So you have a good Sunday. Yeah, baadaye. Peace.